Good morning. Today I want to talk about using Gmail as an email for our units and our department chairman. So, what Gmail is, it's an email account that can be accessed from anywhere um, on the internet. So, as long as you have internet connection, you are able to access your Gmail account. So for the Swisher unit, we have a Swisher Legion at Gmail account. Now currently we're only using that to store a few documents, but the advantage of having a Gmail account is you could use a password that anyone could use. So say that the Swisher Legion Gmail account password was ABC and the year 2016. So next year you could, when you get your new slate of officers, you can change that password every year and make it unique to the year and then hand out that password to the users that need to have access. So the idea behind it is that this would be one email account that maybe the commander and his officers would have every year, or the auxiliary president and her officers would have access to it every year. So let's go ahead and dive into how to access a Gmail account if you have that as an email. So if you go to google.com, you can access that. So again, you just have to have internet access to get to this email. So you click on sign in. So we're going to look at the Swisher Legion at Gmail account today. So if you click on Swisher Legion at Gmail, which is already set up in mine, you put in the email address and the password. So if you had never accessed this before, there would simply be a box here that would ask you for what email you're wanting to access, and you put in the password. Now again, I would recommend changing that password every year and only giving that to the folks that year that need to have access. So the nice thing about Gmail is you can give that to multiple people to be able to access. So we're going to go ahead and sign in, and this takes us to just this basic page here. If you want to access your Gmail, you click on Gmail. Now this is going to take us into just like a regular email box that you can send and receive emails back and forth. Now earlier this year when we were collecting donations for our district conference, I had sent some emails to some local businesses about getting some donations for our district conference. And so that's the nice thing about using a Gmail account is when those folks that I sent that message to received that email, it didn't say my name, it said swisherlegion@gmail.com. So you can go over here and you can create folders, which we've not done with this account, but you could set up folders that perhaps for the Swisher Legion, the folders could be building rentals or donation request or meeting information, and emails can be sent out. You can also create your contacts, so all your contacts can be set up in here just like a regular address book that can be kept current, which is really nice. So then you've got all your email addresses saved in one place and they're not on Sally's computer, and Sally loses her computer and you lose all your contacts. So you could set up your contact list in here. The other nice thing about having this set up is that if I'm a leadership chairman for the Swisher unit, but I don't have everyone's email address. So you could have one place where I could go and get that information. So if I needed Bob's email, I could go in and select Bob's information and get his email information. So the other big advantage of just having one email box is, and a Gmail account, is using this Google Drive. So you click on this 9-box thing here and it takes you to a calendar. It takes you to the drive. Before we get into the drive, I just want to touch base on the calendar a little bit. So if you pull up this calendar, this is another good resource that you can use if um, if you're using it to its full ability. You can put in dates of things that are going on. Um, that way you know what's happening, and you can also share this calendar. So say I want to share this calendar with someone else, you can go in and share the access to it. But it is one nice place to house all your events on one calendar. So I'm not going to go too much into the calendar. I really want to get to the drive because with the drive, and you saw just how I did that, was just go to this 9 box icon here and drop down, and you were able to just go to the drive. Now the drive is basically a cloud-based storage that you can store all your documents on. So if you look over here, you can see that you can look at my drive. If someone had shared some documents with me, I'd be able to see them here. We're not going to use these real like Google photos and shared with me. Those things we wouldn't probably use. You can see that in my drive there is a PDF on how to get started, so feel free to look at that. You can also look at each of these folders. So we have folders set up for the building, for the liquor licenses, and then this is where we store the Post Pride every month, the newsletter that we post on Facebook. So to create a new folder, you can just click on New and Folder and label it whatever you like. Now you can also just upload a file. You can upload an entire folder. You can create a Google Doc, a Google Sheet, or Google Slide. Now what these are, the Google Docs, Sheets, and Slides, they are very similar to Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and Microsoft PowerPoint, but these are the Google platform. So you can still upload a Microsoft Word document to Google. The only difference is it's like having an RCA TV or a Vizio TV. They're two different platforms. Now the advantage of using the Google Doc rather than the Microsoft Word is once I create a document on here and it's in Google, I can just go in and make edits. If you upload a Microsoft Word document to this Google Drive and you want to make changes, you have to download the document, make the change, and then upload the document. So you can't just go into a Microsoft Word document and edit it and have it stay on this Google Drive. So Google platform can do everything that Word platform can do. So you may want to consider that, converting your Google or your Microsoft Word documents into Google documents if you're going to store a lot on here, but you don't have to do that. So if we go look at Post Pride into this folder here, you will see that these are all saved as PDFs. So I can't open this April Post Pride and make edits because it's a PDF and that's a Microsoft product platform. If I had saved this April Post Pride as if I had created it as a Google Doc, then I would be able to just make changes and it would automatically save. So just keep that in mind, and that gets a little confusing, so be sure to reach out to me if you have questions. But again, it's like having two different, you're driving a Chevy, you're driving a Ford. They do the same thing, but they're just set up different. They're manufactured different. So Google Docs and Microsoft Word are two different platforms, and you just have to carefully, you can use both on Google Drive. It's just a difference of how you edit the document and save the document. So the nice thing about putting all of our Post Prides on this Google Drive is that they're all centrally located. So if someone needed to look at the Post Pride from last January, they could easily open up this folder and view that document from January. The other really, really awesome feature of Google Drives is so you can share that with other folks. So the April Post Pride was posted. I just opened it up so you can see it. This was posted on Facebook. So the way that that was done is it was saved here in the Google Drive. And then if I come up here and I click, I can share. And it's going to ask me, who do I want to share this with? And I can either enter a name or email address and just share it with one person, or say I'm going to send an email from my own email account and I just want to share it with I'm going to blast it out to 10 people, but I want the email to come from my own personal email account. I can click on this link, copy this link, and paste it in my email, and now it'll be shared with those folks that I send that email to. This is the same way that I posted it on Facebook, was I take this link and I just shared it on Facebook, and therefore it shows up on Facebook. So the really nice thing about Google Drive is you can share those documents without adding attachments. You just add a link and then it takes that person to that link that shows them the document. So feel free to reach out to me if you want more information and you need to know how to upload things. Again, the advantage of using one Gmail account for a unit or a post is that all the documents can be shared on the drive. That way, you don't have misplaced documents. You could utilize the calendar that just shows events. You have one Gmail account that you can send information from. So these are some really helpful ways that we can keep organized within our units, is to keep everything in one place. Again, feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. My cell phone number is 319-550-0140, or I can be reached at heidi@southslope.net. Thank you.